All right. Alex, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh. When we last left our heroes, they had completed their quest and liberated the country of Draconia, slaying their dragon and getting a fine amount of loot from it. They said their goodbyes and made their way back to um, Tarbaron. From there, they set off towards their new keep, where they were greeted by a woman from Thil who told them essentially that Vidania would be meeting with them later in the week to discuss some things. So, a few days pass, and Vidania, you guys find your Callen and Loristus find themselves in their keep, eating lunch with Vidania. Um, you guys tell her about your deeds in Draconia, and she listens with interest when. Let me find. There it is. Son of a bitch. When Vidania brings up the subject of hiring staff, she says, "So, I have scouted out a few different individuals you may want to look into for your keep, and I told them to drop by later on, and you guys would talk to them. Uh, some of them are skilled in housekeeping duties, while the others are more security, which you will need both of if you're, well, obviously, if you're going to be running the keep. You'll need people to look after the place while you're gone, staff it. So, I should be dropping by later, and if there's anything else you guys need, you know where to find me."
What's been going on in our time while we've been gone?
Oh, well, Calador's civil war seems to have come to an end, so there have been quite a few meetings between the council and embassies between us and Thil. We're expecting some sort of conflict, but we're preparing for anything that may happen. Calador, they're known for being aggressive. And she nods and says, "I wouldn't be surprised if you're called upon for some of these preparations, seeing as how you've made quite the name for yourselves. Any country that feels like they would be a target for Calador would be hard pressed to get your attention."
We've been expecting a call to arms here soon.
Yes, that's what we've been afraid of. They're quite a mighty nation. They've, over the past few decades, have been expanding their territory greatly. Um, so nations to the far east have already been conquered by them, and we believe they have their eyes on some more nearby nations as well. But only time will tell.
When the time comes, we'll do what we can.
It's all we can expect of you. So, she finishes her drink and says, If there's no other business for us to attend to, I do need to see Celelius before the evening's end.
Take care, Vidania.
She nods and leaves, and a few hours later, you find a few people at the gate of your keep. You see four individuals, a middle-aged halfling woman, a tiefling man, and two humans. I'm assuming you guys would approach them or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
Say hello.
Talk to him.
Ask what they want.
The halfling says, "Well, I'm here to talk about some work. Heard you guys were
Then
hiring."
feel
Free to talk.
Well, he says, "Well, would you want to bring us in for interviews, or are we doing this all right here?"
Of course.
Depends
come
on what you're
inside.
comfortable with.
What?
Of course, come inside.
Okay, so they all, you guys bring them inside. Who do you want to talk to first?
It's the
Halfling.
Okay. So the halfling says, she looks to be a middle-aged halfling. You see she has green eyes and dirty blonde hair. It's been tied back into a bun. She has a button-up shirt and walking pants. She says, "Well, been a maid most of my life." She says, "So I have plenty of contacts if you want. I can, get you a right crew of serving boys and gals who can help you, tidy this place up." And she looks around, and some of the guys that you guys had adventured with are milling about here since you gave them permission to. She says, "Tend to your friends, keep your place clean, and I'd only ask for a modest buck. Enough to live off of."
Well, we will need the help keeping the place clean while we're not here.
She nods and says, "Right. And, well, I can make some fine food if I don't say so myself."
That is most certainly welcome.
Or Kungi.
So, she says, "So,
Consider yourself hired.
very well." She says, "I'll go make myself at home then." And she heads out. You guys have there's a couple different buildings in the keep, as you guys would know. There's the castle-like building that you guys live in. There's some servants' quarters, like a small servant building. There's an armory, stable, stuff like that. Now you guys have the tiefling. There's a man with pretty deeply tanned skin and an older gentleman.
Please tell me the tiefling is terror.
You unfortunately not.
Well, let's talk to the tiefling next.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
I forgot. The halfling's name was Jillian.
Jillian.
Okay. So the tiefling, he has light green skin and horns that curl back over the top of his head, and he has black hair tied into a ponytail that kind of drapes between the horns. You pull him in. He says, "So, my services are, well, I am more of a infiltrator. If you are needing any information, I can attempt to get this for you, but I'm not much as far as combat comes, so I cannot aid you in any adventures or guarding anything."
Well, we sure could use a good scout.
That is my field of expertise. I can scout areas out for you, tail people. I used to be an associate for the what's their name? I need to find it in my notes. I can't remember. Oh, I used to be an associate for the Sakage. I'm sure you've heard of them. Feel high, fell. Nasty gang.
Well, as long as your senses stay sharp, you'll be welcome here.
He gives you a deep bow. Very well, my lord.
Goddamn cats!
And he says, shakes your hand and says, you may call me Lucius.
Lucius.
Alright. And so
And
you
now
guys are
there's the
hiring-
two Huey boys.
Uh-huh. The guy
Uh,
with tan skin and an older man.
Let's speak to Dark Boy first.
Alright. So he comes in with a half-cocked grin. You can see he has two swords at his side and a crossbow at his back. Both swords seem to be curved like scimitars. He's wearing lightly studded armor. And he comes in and says, so, you gentlemen have a keep, and keeps need to be guarded. I'm your man. I've wandered all across the great Sudan desert, hail from the crystal city of Al-Jarim, and I've been in my fair share of scraps. He says, I've liberated my fair share of treasures, and I know all the subtle arts of winning fights.
Well, we do need guards.
Let's do a quick little test.
He cocks an eyebrow.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can. I don't want a guard that I don't know could hurt someone like me.
Very well. What's your armor class right now? 14?
15.
15? Alright, non-armed attacks were 1 plus your strength modifier. So, he says, shrugs, says, alright, you asked for it. And when one quick jab, he punches you right in the nose. And you suffer 10 points of damage as you just feel your nose just crack. And blood starts kind of coming out of it.
You're hired.
All right, buddy, you're on.
Smiles and says, and I can show you one more fancy trick as well.
Go right ahead.
So he draws one of the swords and points them at you before he flicks the other sword out and tosses it behind you. And Callen, you watch as the sword seems to start hovering on its own and goes to slash but stops right before it hits Lorcis's throat. And he says, ta-da.
Magic, enchantment, or just really fast hands?
A very special sword I found. Then he takes it back and sheaths them.
Come in handy.
It saved my life more than once.
Well, my
his
friend,
name?
you can consider yourself hired.
What was that, Callen?
What's his name?
He says, how rude of me. My name is Derek Hawthorne.
Derek? Huh. Nigga who hurt me. Alright, and now on to the last guy.
He comes in, he's wearing plate armor with the sword and shield at his side. He sits down, you can see he has short gray hair and his face is just heavily scarred. You can see some scars along his exposed skin. He sits down and he says, well, see, you've already got yourself a guard, but if you need extra muscle, I've served royal families all my life, and if I swear to protect you, I'll protect you with my life and honor. Recently, could say lost my job, Calendor, you know.
Well, every scar has a story. Tell us a few.
He points to one going right across his nose and he says, "This one here, got it from one of them Caladoran horsemen. Night they raided the family I serve's estate. Took bastard charged at me on horse. He cut me right across the face as he passed by, but I plunged my blade into the horse's ribs. The horse toppled, my sword with him. I lunged on the man before he could get back up, and I ripped his throat out with my bare hands."
My man.
Yeah. He leans back and grabs that flask at his hip and takes a drink, and he says, "You could say that, but I couldn't stop the other two that killed my families. That killed the family I was hired to protect. So here I am."
No one man can do everything.
Yeah, well, when you're hired to do a job, you're expected to anyways. So, can I expect a job or should I keep looking?
Expect a job.
Very well. He stands tall. He says, "Sir Roderick Farrington at your service."
Roderick
Mm-hmm.
Farrington?
Yep.
He's a guard as well.
Yeah, he's pretty much more muscle for the estate.
Hey, what was the name of that dragonling that came with us?
Let me find that
You
real
got
quick.
the nigga who raises wyverns.
Yeah, his name is Arjat. Arjhat.
Wyvern nigga.
Stable master.
Alright.
Wyvern nigga.
So, you guys have hired a few servants. They will take on some more people to help them run the place, essentially, but those will be kind of your lieutenants, we'll call them.
Department heads.
Yeah. So let me pull up I think it's in the player handbook, or maybe in the DM's guide. Basically how much you guys will be paying them per month. And you guys do have a treasury in here, so you can leave gold behind if you don't want to take it all with you. Maybe it's in the DM's handbook. Let me check. It's in one of these two. Downtime activities, I think, 127. So there's this.
Kitty cats, what the hell?
You build a stronghold. Does it say how long? What the price will be? Okay, maybe that's not in there. Maybe it's. Alright, which fucking book is this in? Adventuring Between Adventures 186. Surely it's somewhere here. Maybe it's Expenses 157. Services. No? Really? Oh, son of a bitch. I know it's in one of these books. I remember looking at it.
Come on, little buddy.
I figured it would be right next to the, where it talks about constructing one, but building a stronghold costs that much. Ah, here is maintenance costs. And you guys have a keep. Yeah, so it'll be. So it's it says 100 GP a day, so yeah, so roughly 300. Wait, no, that's not right.
300 gold a year? I'm okay with that.
No.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it seems like it's gonna be 2,800 a month upkeep. But that shouldn't be too big of a problem for you guys. Alright, so do you guys have anything else you want to do before there's a kind of a skip in time?
Nothing I can really think of.
Okay. So.
Wait. No. I remember now. I remembered I had those wyvern eggs in my bag
Yeah,
of
that's what I
holding.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
Where my nigga Arjot at?
You find him kind of milling about near the stable, tending to the horses.
I know we said we didn't have any wyvern eggs, but while I was cleaning out my bag of holding, I happened upon these two little beauties. I hand them over to him.
And he takes them and looks at them and before looking at you, and he says, "And I'm assuming you would like me to raise these?"
I'm assuming you'll need a separate stable for them. Don't imagine they could be kept with horses.
He looks and he says, "It would be nice to have a separate area for them because they don't mesh well with other creatures. But I can start incubating the eggs. But I'll let you know they're very dangerous creatures."
We're expecting the challenge. If things get out of line, it's not like we can't do what we'd have to do.
Very well. Then I'll start making the necessary arrangements for them.
And we'll get the ball rolling on getting the funds for a separate stable.
Alright. So.
Right, okay, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Alrighty. Let me.
Oh shit, nigga, we gonna have little mini dragons.
I'll go ahead and tell you how much you'll need for a stable. Well, doesn't really have something for just a stable, so I'd say to get a stable suitable for those things, you'd need... I'd honestly just say about... Since you already have the land and it's not like it's going to be a super elaborate building, probably about 300 gold, 350 gold, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and start construction on a stable?
Oh, hell yeah, nigga.
Alright. So,
We're gonna be badass.
So, that being said, 2 years pass before, after you guys have slain the dragon. So if you want to go ahead and mark 2 years onto your character's age. Frederick moves his shop into your...
If I have, I don't think I've changed it, so it'd be 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how long we've been playing?
Frederick ends up moving his workshop down into one of the rooms in the basement of your keep, as you had asked him to. And you guys, the construction of your stable is complete, so you guys have kind of to the side of your keep a pretty large stable housing your wyverns, which by this point would have hatched and they're still adolescent. So they still need a little while to be trained by Ajit, or Ajat rather.
His name was Arjan.
Arjan, my bad. I was thinking of someone else. Arjan. So they still need to be trained for a little while. And you guys, you start getting yourselves a little keep together. Adventurers are starting to come and go at your behest. Got yourselves a little adventuring hub kind of going on. You've got roughly about 50 servants and 50 guards that get hired on. And, things seem to be going good. And
Then the Fire Nation attacks.
And 2 years pass.
Was there any situation where the guards had to do anything?
Breaking up a few drunken fights between some adventurers that that show up and kind of stay at your keep, but nothing too strenuous,
Gotcha.
Jim.
Yes.
You find you and your halfling companion. Give me 1 second. You and your halfling companion, Tim Tacarella, find themselves at the gates of a keep, where a man with dark skin, two swords at his hip, stop you. He says, "Yes, I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Can we help you?"
I must see the owners of this keep.
He gives you a funny look and says, "Well, they didn't tell me they were expecting company of an orc today, but I'm sure we can make an arrangement. Follow me." He opens the gate before he turns and says, "Any sudden motions towards your weapons or magic, and I will put you down swiftly."
I keep my hands up at my chest and slowly follow this guy in.
Very well. So, you come into this keep, which is, you see the bustling of a few different servants. And as you walk in, you see the large head of a white dragon that's missing one eye that's been mounted above the above the hearth.
Jesus Christ.
And as he leads you around into this area, you see two familiar faces of Callen and Lorstus having a chat with a man you haven't seen before. He has gray hair and glasses on, with a strange weapon you haven't ever seen at his hip. But he seems to be pretty young, not much past 25. So, what do you want to do?
All right, well, I look I look suspiciously at the man, and then I attempt to get Callen and Lorsis's attention
Okay.
by waving my arms a little bit.
So,
I tilt my head in his direction, and I instantly just yell out, "Jim!"
Hello.
I say I do a little bit of an uneasy greeting. Hello.
I burst into a full sprint and go to give him a big old bear hug.
All right. I hug him and I awkwardly pat his back, and I kind of like whisper into his ear, "We have a problem."
I say thank you. Derek, I assume, was the one that brought him in.
yeah, it was Derek.
Thank you. Well, this is Jim. He's allowed here.
He nods. He says, "I didn't figure it would be a problem with the amounts of coming and going, but strange faces.
Jim's an old friend.
I gather that. So, if he's all right with you, then I'll get back to my patrols."
All right. Thank you.
He
While
safe
all of
there.
this is happening, I'm making a very uncomfortable looking face and kind of looking around frantically.
Okay. And as you do, Tim kind of pulls out his pipe before looking around, saying, holding it up at one of you two, and says, "Do you mind?"
It's fine.
He
As long as you blow it out a window.
lights it and starts taking deep puffs off of it nervously.
You two seem kind of jittery. Something wrong?
What's got you guys worked up?
Well, we kind of had a run-in with some things.
What things?
Well, perhaps I should start from the beginning. After we separated, I joined a traveling band, and they took me to the manor of this lord.
Go on.
And, I can't because I don't know if he can hear us, if he's listening, where he's at. He doesn't like you. He wants me to do something, and I don't know what you did or what he has against you, but he's not happy.
Against both of us, or just Lorstis?
The both of you. He wants some sort of jewel.
Oh. Remember when we went to, we got that letter right before we set off for Draconia? About Lord, what was his name?
Beowulf.
What's Gyre?
It was Lord Beowulf.
Is this the repercussion of that?
You don't know.
Well, Jim, what was this Lord's name?
I don't remember his name, but I look around nervously, and then I lean in close, very quietly, say, "He revealed himself, and he said his name was Arcallus."
Does Arcallus mean anything to us,
Yes.
AJ?
Is that the nigger that stole the stone?
Yes.
Oh. Man, we're bad with names.
Yeah.
I lean back to where I was. That's not the half of it, though. He had dealings with my band. Everyone except Tim, it would appear. The other two members of the band brought in a halfling girl for him to use as a slave. I believe her name was Ellie. We got her out of the dungeon, and we were
Ellie.
making our way over to you. And we were attacked by something.
What's this something?
Not sure what it was. It was a group of hooded figures.
How many?
Turned everything to... AJ, how many were there?
You remember
I don't
exactly
remember.
how many there were.
Huh?
There were 7, weren't there?
I actually, as a player, I don't remember. I didn't write that
I
down.
sent you a message.
Oh. There were 7.
I look
There
at
were
Callen.
7. They turned everything to ice around us. I tried to melt them off as a fire elemental, but they somehow vanished with the girl. I don't know where they went. I don't know what they wanted with her. But
Ellie was an old companion of ours from our beginnings.
I
We
see.
promised to take care of her, but we lost her. And we're not going to speak any more of the individuals that you encountered, because that's just going to bring them here.
All right. There was one that...
But I will tell you right now, Jim, you are lucky that you're standing here right now.
Well, I'm a little off-put. We had intended to bring the girl here to you, but we didn't make it all the way.
Where did this
Where'd you get
happen?
ambushed at?
It was about 2 weeks outside of the city you were coming out of, Jim.
Yeah, 2 weeks out from the city that I had been staying at. The city where she was being held.
Is this where this lord happens to be?
Yes. I don't know. He may have left depending on the damage that I did to his house.
Well, Callen, it seems we can't escape our past.
No, it does not.
Oh, right. I remember that I have a companion with me. This is Tim. He was one of the other members of the band. He helped me break the girl out.
Tim takes another long drag off his pipe and says, "Hello."
Hello,
Hello, Tim.
I'm Callen.
He nods and says, "Yes, I know all about you."
He's
Are you
he's
guys
very
hungry?
nice. After the things I've seen, yes, I am. I am very hungry.
Well, I say... Well, obviously, you stay the night with us. You have dinner with us, and we'll catch up with each other. You have
Right.
got to hear about our adventures in Draconia.
All right. I nod to this, and I'm still looking around somewhat anxiously.
All right.
Don't fret too much, Jim. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. There's not much sense worrying about it.
So at this, you see Jillian rush into the kitchen and start working on dinner, preparing dinner for you guys.
So, Jim, did you happen to see the dragon head on your way in here?
I did. What in the hell happened there?
We told you. Don't you remember before you split off? We were offered the chance to kill a dragon. We took it. We did it.
Yeah, I know that you killed the dragon. I didn't know that you mounted its head up in your keep.
But what else do you do with the decapitated dragon's head? It's a trophy.
You give it a proper burial.
He didn't deserve a proper burial.
Jim, are you retarded?
No, but I have basic respect for other living creatures. They fought valiantly, then they deserve to be sent off.
He started the fight off with a sneak attack. That was
Oh,
not valiant.
that changes things. That changes things completely. Sell his fucking skeleton to a museum.
All right, we're caught up.
You are a terrible storyteller.
Yeah,
We,
you didn't tell him
You
half
tell
of
it. You tell it.
It's already
on,
been
nigga.
covered. You ruined the story.
No, tell him everything else, nigga. Go ahead.
You ruined it.
Show me up.
Yeah, chill.
I start laughing maniacally because this is hilarious. It's good to see that you two haven't changed.
Not knife-eared bastard.
Retard.
I punch Callen in the nose.
He doesn't.
I'll fucking roll for it. I will fucking roll for it. D20 plus Yeah, there you go, buddy.
I'll
I
use
punch
dominate
Callen's
mind
nose.
and just run forever.
God damn it.
Is this what we're doing now? Is this what's happening?
You act like John being a troglodyte's new.
Hell no.
And Jillian just peeks her head out from the kitchen and shakes her head. He's at it again.
So,
So how much XP did we get for the 2 years past?
200,000.
not quite. What are you guys at right now?
I'm at 68,000.
69,023.
Let me check some XP values real quick. How much are you at, Callen?
68,594.
I'd say you guys probably get. I'll go ahead and give you 1,000 experience each. So you guys took, I'd say, because during the 2 years, I'd say you guys took enough odd jobs and tagged along on a few adventures here and there, enough to keep the upkeep of the keep neutral. So your coffers are still where they were, and nothing, nothing life-threatening, but over the course of 2 years, it probably added up to about that. All right.
I'm gonna keep 45,000 gold in the treasury.
Okay.
I'm gonna dump in about 50,000.
Okay.
No, not 50, 45,000.
Okay, so let me make a note of that real quick. So how much was that total?
90,000.
Yeah, we both put in 45.
Okay. So, during this discussion, you guys are called in by Jillian. Dinner is ready, and as you guys sit down, you have a feast. She brings out plenty of different drinks for you guys: wines, ales, water, juice, whatever you guys want, pretty much.
Lorstis won juice. God, I'm stupid.
Yep.
And she has a different portion of some different cooked birds and some soups and salads for you guys.
I ordered beef.
Okay, and she brings it out for you.
I thank her and I don't tear in immediately,
Mhm.
but
She smiles at you and says, "That's not a problem. That's what I'm here for."
I tear in immediately. Someone's got to be the orc around here.
Alright, so. Any other conversation between you guys, or you just.
Okay, wait. Before I have something that I might do, but before I do, I have to ask: did I discover New Wave while I was on the road with that band?
Roll a performance check.
All right. So I get a +3 on that. No, god damn it. D20 +3. 17.
While you were out traveling with the band, you started experimenting with some new types of music, trying some different beats out, some different time signatures out, and enhancing your instruments with magic to see, what different kinds of sounds you could get. You haven't quite discovered it in its entirety, but you're getting a few of the core concepts of it together.
Okay, great.
Right.
So I start... Huh?
I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
I start telling them about some of the breakthroughs that I've been making with my music.
All right.
Good for you, little buddy. Proud of you.
Sounds very impressive.
So.
I suppose come morning time we should make our way to the city and tell Vidania about our callus.
Tell who now?
Old friend of ours.
I see.
We liberated the city of demons together.
I see. I hope that meeting with this person shall allow me to sleep easier at night.
Oh, it probably won't. Probably make us even more uneasy, but it'll get the ball rolling.
I just want to be free of this person. Especially considering I haven't told you the entirety of the encounter.
Oh, in the morning we'll make our way to the city.
I nod. For the record, I did lie to him. I said that I would take his quest that he gave me. I would do what he wanted. But very obviously, I've told you about it, so I've lied.
He's not going to be too happy with you, is he?
No, especially if he finds out that I was the one who broke that halfling girl out of his dungeon.
What was the quest, might I ask?
I cannot remember exactly. He wanted a stone. I almost completely disregarded it. As soon as I left, he wanted something of yours, I think.
I know exactly what he wants, and he's not going to get it. Anyway, let's sleep easy tonight. We got a big day tomorrow.
Right.
All right.
AJ, how much copper is 1 silver?
10.
Okay.
All right. So. Oh, by the way, Jim. The guards took your and Tim's horse and pony and put them in the stables.
All right.
So.
Please tell me Jim was the one riding the pony.
Unfortunately not. So, is that it for the evening?
That is it for the evening.
So, you guys go to your rooms and sleep. Jim, you're shown to one of the empty rooms, and you wake up several different times throughout the night. The visions of what happened kind of flashing through your mind, but you end up getting a full night's sleep. So, morning comes, And what would you guys like to do?
We're gonna head towards
Probably
Phil Holly.
set off.
Alright. So you're going to find Vidania?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And probably stop and tell either Derek or Sir Roderick we're leaving.
Yeah, you find Roderick in the kind of in the living area where the dragon head is, and he kind of waves you off and says, "All right, we know what to do."
I meet with Tim real quick, and I ask if he wants to go along or if he would feel better staying at the keep.
Tim, sitting in one of the chairs, while they're talking to Roderick, you ask this, and he says, "Jim, you know I'm not great with that kind of thing. If you want me to come, I will, but I'd feel a lot better inside the walls here."
I nod and I say, okay, that's absolutely fine. I would feel more comfortable with you in here as well. I don't want him to get caught up in this.
He nods a few times and says, All right, Jim. I'll see you soon."
I nod and I say, I'll see you in a bit.
Alright, so you guys set off. Are you taking your horses or are you walking there?
Take our
How far away
horses.
is the city from our keep?
Just a few hours walk.
No sense tying the horses for just a short distance.
Alright. So you guys make your way to Phil Holly Phil. Probably mid-morning. Are you going straight to Vidania?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So you go to Vidania's tower. You're greeted by the familiar purple phantom figure that leads you to the magical elevator that brings you up a few floors and stops. And as you enter and you see Vidania adorned in a long purple dress with her hair tied back, as she seemed to be approaching the elevator first, she said, "Oh, well, it's very good to see you. To what do I owe the pleasure?"
This visit probably won't be much of a pleasure. Our orc friend here had a run-in with an old associate of ours, and I feel like he should tell you about it.
She cocks an eyebrow and looks to you, Jim, and says, "Is that so? What kind of associate of ours is he talking about?"
Are you familiar with the name? I look left and right, and then I lean in real close because, again, I still don't know if I'm being listened to. And I say really quietly, Arcallus.
Her brow furrows at this as she gives you a calculating look before she says, "Yes, I'm quite familiar with that name." And how...
Apparently our old friend hired Jim here to come and take the Zodiac stones we found.
Is that so?
I nod.
That's not the one I wanted.
Did we ever tell Virginia about what we found out about the Zodiac stones in our time in Draconia?
I don't believe you did.
Huh. Probably should tell her that we found out the true purpose of the stones.
Go for it.
We believe that in each stone resides a powerful demon. And we don't know much. We've only encountered one, but from what we understand, they strike a kind of bargain to get themselves out of the stone.
So, that's interesting. And she looks around for a moment. how did you come about this information?
Well, in our time in Draconia, before we fought the dragon, we were searching for a sword with a dragon bane affliction, or not affliction, a dragon bane enchantment. We managed to find the guy who had it, but he used the stone to seemingly transform into a demon. But when we defeated the demon returned to the stone, but there was no man left.
She bites at her lip and fidgets with her fingers a bit before saying, "That's worrying, to say the least. But
One on its own was powerful. I can't imagine how awful it would be with there being, what I'm assuming, 13 stones altogether.
she nods and says, "Yes, that would not be good. And that's assuming we know all there is to know about them. Assuming there's no other function for the stones. But more research would be needed."
What was the name of that country again? The one that is being such a bother?
Callador.
Callador? I'd wager to bet that these stones are the reason why Callador is advancing so quick.
She says, "It's possible, but they've been a warmongering country for as long as anyone can remember."
Either way,
It could
we
be
can't
material
allow
also.
him to get his hand on any more stones.
I agree wholeheartedly with you. And she looks back to Jim, and says, "Tell me all you know about this man. Why did he approach you?"
He approached me because I knew of these two. I journeyed with them in the past. And he wanted their stone. That's all I can remember. Once I left, I almost completely disregarded what he had asked me to do. I can't betray them.
She nods and says, "And you called him a lord."
Yes, he disguised himself as some sort of lord. I cannot remember what his human name was, but when he took me into his chamber and he talked to me, he revealed himself and told me his true name.
That's not great. He tried doing similar things here within Thel. We've now come to know him as one of the God King's Ethelings.
Yes, I remember something more now. He talked about a god king.
She nods and says, "And he didn't happen to show you anything, did he?"
Not that I can remember. I believe he tried to show me one of the stones.
Yes. The one he took right from this country, I'd wager.
Can we get this stone back?
She sighs.
I'll be honest, Tim. I'm afraid to.
Well, I'm afraid. But if he's gathering stones, then maybe it's not a good idea to let him get his hands on any more. And if we can wrestle a few away from him, that would be ideal.
Our best course of action would probably be to get them before he can.
I see.
Maybe if we have more than him, maybe that'll give us the edge we need if we can learn how to harness their power safely.
Vidania sighs and rubs her temples before saying, "If only it were as simple as barging in and taking them from his hands. If he's a lord, then that complicates things. You two are representatives of Thel. And if you were to go in causing trouble with a lord, it could mean war between our countries."
The direct approach is out of the question.
And I think that he's already caught on to my sneaking approach. I don't think that he'll fall for that again.
We
I
do
doubt
have
he's
someone very skilled in sneaking in our employment.
Well, to be fair, my sneaking approach wasn't exactly all that sneaky.
It might be worth it to send Lucius into the city and see what he can find out.
Right now, that's our best bet. Just be prepared, Vidania. Things might come to a head soon.
I'm afraid of that.
We've had 2 years of relative peace. It was bound to end soon.
Yes, that is unfortunate indeed. But if we can avoid a war, also, interjecting as the DM here, the city Jim was in was not in Calidor. It was one of the northern kingdoms.
What was the city's name? We kind of need that.
Do you remember, Jim?
What?
Do you remember what the city's name was?
No, I don't.
It was Ard-Karay in the northern kingdom of Lyria.
Alright, how do I spell that?
I will copy paste it to you.
Okay.
Ard-Karay?
Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat.
I just spell it how it sounds.
Okay, so I say the name of the town was Ard-Karay. I don't know if my former band is still in there.
What name was Artalis using in his human form?
That I can't remember. I couldn't tell you. But I could tell you what his mansion looked like. I know where it is.
Well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to return to our keep. We are going to get our scout, and you are going to give him as much detail as you can.
I nod and I say, all right then.
Well, Vidania, unless you have any further input, we're going to go and get the ball rolling ourselves.
She nods and says, "Just be careful. I'm sure he would love any excuse to, to do what Caledorans do best."
There's a reason why we're not going ourselves.
Very well. Keep me informed.
I guess with that, we take our leave.
Alright. So, any other business in town, or you guys heading back to your keep?
Head back.
Back to the keep.
Okay. So you guys head back to the keep, and you find your spy, and Jim spends quite a while explaining the finer details of the city, about its different districts, about the mansion, and about Arcalis, as much as he can tell him. The things that he can't remember or just never knew, or he's gonna have to find out in the city when he gets there. And alright, so Now that you guys have done that, you're back in your keep. What would you like to do?
I suppose all we can do now is wait.
And that evening, unless you have any more, anything else you want to talk to him about, Lucius is going to go ahead and set out.
Well, I just want to make it very clear to him that this is dangerous, so he needs to use the utmost caution.
He nods and says, I am always cautious. If a fight breaks out, I'm no good, so I just have to stay sneaky.
If anything goes wrong, Lucius, get yourself out of there. It's not worth losing your life over.
He nods and he says, duly noted. Then I suppose I'll be making my way. I've got quite the trek ahead of me.
Take whatever you need from our supplies, Lucius, and stay safe.
I'll take a few days of food and a couple gold pieces if you don't mind. Enough to get me into a caravan so I'm not traveling alone.
If you think you need a horse, feel free to use mine.
He shakes his head and says, if I can get into the company of some other travelers on their way up there, then I should be fine.
I guess with that, we commit ourselves to waiting.
All right. So he leaves, and yeah. Are you guys just gonna wait around for him, or are you gonna try and find other things to do?
Takes, what was it, 2-3 weeks to get to that city?
4 weeks to get to that city. And then
So
he
we've
has
got...
to, I mean, what exactly do you want him to do up there? Spy on the guy? Like, what was the purpose of the mission?
Mainly just to find out if he's still there, what he looks like, his daily pattern, anything we can use to our advantage. If there's any points where he leaves the city, where he might be vulnerable.
Okay. Alright.
So 4 weeks to get there, 4 weeks to get back, and probably a week or so in the city. Safe to say we have 9 weeks where we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
I'd say we take on one of our personal quests, but I imagine those take longer than 9 weeks.
Well, I mean, it's not like he can't send you a letter.
Hey, Alex, you want to do one of our personal quests?
Sure.
You want to do mine, or you want to do yours?
We can do mine.
Alright.
Alright. Do you have any input, Jim? You there, Grant?
Yes.
Do you have any input?
No, not really.
Alright.
I mean, if you got something you want to do, you can, put your word in. We're not a dictatorship.
No, at this point, I've with how do I how do I put this into words? Jim is fine just going along with whatever. I mean, as long as he's not having to deal with the Arcalis thing right now, that's just fine with him.
Pretty much Jim is just looking for something to keep his mind off of things. Is what you're getting at?
Alright, well then, let's go find the BC that killed Callen's parents.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it appears so.
Alright. So, Are you guys gonna wait till the morning to take off? Because at this point, it's probably getting to the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll spend one more night at home,
Okay.
since we might not get to come back.
So you guys spend your last night here at the Dragon's Eye Keep. You tell your staff of your plans, and Jillian makes a pretty large feast for you guys, and she says, "I would be sure to pack you guys some food for the road." Derek and Roderick, they say they'll keep an eye on the place while you're gone, and before you know it, you guys are find yourselves waking up in the morning, ready to go. But on your way out of the keep, you see an older man in traveling clothes with a pretty large sword at his back, waiting at the gate. When he sees you guys exit the keep, he kind of waves, says, "Hey, you mind if I have a word with you?"
Sure.
I've got some time.
Okay, he kind of walks into the keep. You can see he kind of has a limp. And he has a limp. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's at this point, the time of the year is about midsummer, so it's pretty warm outside. There's a pretty chill breeze today, but
I have a question.
yeah, what's up?
Is Frederick coming with us?
You can ask him.
Okay.
But the man comes up. He says, "Well, my name is Bellerophon, and I'm heard a great deal about you boys. Even more.
What's that, Bellerophon?
Bellerophon. I'll send it to you.
Bellerophon?
I'll send it to you. He says, "We've even seen a couple of your fights in Rurik's arena. Well done."
Thank you.
What brings you our way?
"Well, I used to be an adventurer myself back when I was a younger lad. Traveled the world, but..." He pats his legs and he says, "Took a nasty blow from a chimera. Got a hold of my leg and I haven't been able to walk right since. But I know the way of these kinds of things. And I see that you guys are letting adventurers kind of come and go from your place. And well, I can make this a bit more formal. Get your kind of do all the paperwork, set up a regular adventuring hub here. So while you guys are away, I can handle things of that nature and handle all the political mess."
Oh, that's sort of sounds like it'd be a good way to have a little bit of income here while we're gone.
He
I agree.
nods and says, "Aye, if they want to take out contracts in the name of the Dragon's Eye, then they'll have to pay it. Well, let's just say that my plans are to collect contracts and charge a finder's fee to new adventurers who are wanting to get into the business. And obviously there'd be benefits to being a part of your crew, but I can make things more formal. So if you'll have
That
me
sounds
on,
like a
then..."
good idea.
He nods with a smile and says, "Very well. Then, you seem to be on your way to something, so I'll let you get to it."
You can see
I'm
Jillian the
sure-
halfling if you have any questions.
He nods and says, "I'll do that."
I'm sure there's some empty rooms still around, so if you find Jillian, have her help you pick out a nice room.
"Will do.
Any room you want, as long as it's empty.
Will do. I'll get myself an office set up too, if you don't mind."
You have our permission.
"Very well." He cracks his shoulder and says, "Then I'm going to get on to things. I wouldn't want to keep you held up here. You seem to be on some business."
We're heading off on a hunt.
"Sounds exciting."
We'll be going. You take care, Belferon.
He gives you an odd smile and says, I'll be sure to take care of myself." So,
Uh,
were you gonna ask
did you want to?
Frederick?
Yeah.
Okay. You find him tinkering on some things in the in his shop downstairs. He knows you come in and he kind of lifts up his goggles. He turns and says, "Can I help you with something?"
We're about to be setting out. Wondering if you would like to come, or if you're too busy here, that's fine.
Um, for this purpose, go ahead and roll a persuasion check just to kind of make it a toss up.
Okay. 11.
11. He purses his lips a bit, looking down at the his work table and looking back up. But before he says, "Yes, I suppose I could tag along if you need me."
Well, you're always welcome.
Be a good chance to field test anything new you've come up with.
I might take a few things along. We'll see. But he packs a few things and shoulders his bag and says, "All right, then let's head off."
Make sure you're prepared for big game. Not quite as big as the dragon, but still, I imagine, big game.
He nods and says, I think I can handle. If I can't handle it, then I'll improvise."
I guess with that, we get our horses from the stables and head on out.
All right. So, you guys each saddle up on a horse and take off. Callen leading the way towards his hometown. You guys head through, or skirt around Tarbaron before heading north along the coast, heading well into the northern kingdoms. And let me find. Heading well into the northern kingdoms through a couple of different countries before you, before the land, which was now foresty and was a mix between you'd go across some grasslands and into some forests, but now the forests and grasslands are turning to swamp as you skirt along the coast. Your horses have to slow down a bit to make their way through this wet these wet, mucky marshlands before and it takes you guys probably about 6 weeks to get to his town, but yeah, you guys after a long journey find yourselves settling, coming across the town of Veren. It's a modestly sized port town. The buildings are made of. They're not very tall buildings, but they're all made of wood harvested from the surrounding swamp. The buildings are kind of on some short stilts or either on like short stilts or made out of a very thick foundation to keep them from becoming waterlogged. While they are on a relatively dry piece of swampland, when it rains, it floods a bit, so they're prepared for that. But you guys make your way into town. Coming to its center, Callen, as you look around the familiar sight, you see, you spot the an inn that you used to stay at previously, and in front of the inn you see a notice board with several papers nailed to it.
I go and read what the paper says.
Okay. Let me pull up my notes real quick. You see 4 different papers. one of them, wrong page. One of them says, wanted, skilled tracker. It says, my husband's gone missing. My husband's gone missing. Husband's gone missing from after a venture into the swamp. Needs skilled tracker to hunt him down. Willing to pay. Will negotiate on arrival. The second one says, warning. Nope. Oh. God damn it. I keep... OneNote updated, and it's moved all my stuff around. So, let me... try to figure this out. Alright, there it is. It says, warning. Callen Flitchbatter is a cheater at cards. Be wary when playing with her. The third says,
One sec.
okay.
I'm back.
Alright. The third says, damned foreigners, keep traveling. We don't want your ilk here. The final one says, at request of the Bloody Baron, large reward. Only skilled adventurers need apply. See it, more details at his keep.
Was the Bloody Baron around when I was here? Or is he like a new part of it?
He was, yeah, your parents had done a couple of odd jobs for him, but you tried not to get too... they tried not to get too involved with politics whenever they took on jobs. But
Gotcha.
they did work for him a little bit.
Well, I take the one with the missing husband and the Bloody Baron.
Okay.
Put those in my pocket.
Alright. So,
I say we should probably get a room in the inn.
okay.
Be a good idea.
So you walk into the inn, and you can see, as you walk in, you notice it's pretty quiet as far as inns go. A little quieter than you remember, Callen, but it may have just been a long day at work. So you guys are coming in around the evening time. And as you come in, you see there is a human woman behind the bar. She looks up and waves you over. Says, so, what'll you be having?
We need some rooms.
Alright, and she pulls out a ledger. It says, we got a few available. How long do you want them for?
So,
How long do you figure, Callen?
A week or two, probably.
Alright, I'll mark you down for a week. We'll start out with that. Alright, so that'll be a week. We'll put that at about 7 silver pieces. And name?
Callen.
She looks at you and says, haven't heard that one in a while. Alright, Callen. She looks
I
up
haven't
at
been
you
here
again.
in a while.
And then she looks up at you again. You're from here?
I was.
She kind of leans in. Did you ever shoot me your parents' names, or did you ever?
I never wrote the names.
Okay. Try to come up with those sometime, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. She says, "Oh." She kind of smiles and says, "Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, I knew your parents. Very well, Callen. A week's stay. We'll put that at five silver pieces for the lot."
Okay. Sounds good.
She says, "Anything else for you? Food, wine, beer, liquor?"
Alright, I think we can take dinner.
I could use some food and beer.
She nods and says, "All right. We'll have a servant boy out with you shortly. What about you?" She points to you, Jim.
I think for a moment, I apologize. My attention is elsewhere at the moment.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
What was the question?
Oh, she just points us, asking if you're gonna take dinner and drink or not.
Yeah, I think from when I say yes, sure, that's beef if you have it.
She now says, "Very well. We'll get you a steak out." All right.
I know.
Servant boy will be out with you shortly. And you guys sit down. Anything you want to discuss while your food's being brought out?
See if Count can maybe recall some details from the day he found his parents.
It was a normal hunt. They were just getting food. Nothing should have happened. I doubt they would have been expecting a fight, but they could handle themselves. The area was just destroyed. I don't know what around here could have done that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was the destruction in the area?
Like trees weren't knocked over or anything, but there was obviously a fight went down. I would say a 6 or 7.
Mm. Do you remember? Can you take us to the area where it happened, or is that
I could
forgotten?
show the area. It's a area my family hunted on a lot.
I say, come morning time, we speak with this woman about her missing husband, and then check that spot out and see if we can't find any residual clues.
We can talk to the Baron as well and see what his job is. My parents worked for him a little bit. So.
Well, for now, let's just eat and drink and get ready for tomorrow.
Very well.
All right. At this point, the servant boy comes out with your food and drink.
I sent you the stuff, did you?
Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a break, use the restroom real quick, get a drink. If you guys need to do the same, now's the time to do it.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I have water yet. I turned my water back on earlier, but I still didn't get anything out of the faucet, so I'm getting a little bit worried. So I'm gonna go check that out.
All right, I'm back.
Yes.
What was that?
Sorry, I'm kind of responding in my head to what this person's saying.
Oh, you're fine.
It's kind of part of the thing of D&D getting moved to 5 was that
Yeah, sorry about that. Went on.
it's not your fault.
I'm back.
Alright. Just waiting on John now, I think.
Okay.
I'll need about 5 minutes.
Okay.
His water's out or something?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go turn the water back off just in case.
Why? Do I have to reconnect this son of a bitch? Damn it!
What's up?
No, I don't want to turn Bluetooth off. God. No, you son of a bitch! You. I fucking hate Windows.
Yeah, it can be a piece of shit.
Why won't you open the goddamn settings, you fucking asshole? I don't want driver error, you son of a bitch. Fuck off. I said fuck off. Great, I have to restart DS for Windows. Alright, I am going to hop off of here just real quick
Alright.
and see if my room is I can do this in my room,
Okay.
because I'm starting to get really stressed out. My DualShock is dead and I don't have a charging cable for it. I can't really test what I'm working on. I'm getting stressed out.
Okay.
So I'll be right back. Shouldn't take too long for me to get to my room.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
You're fine.
What happened with Grant?
He's heading back to his room to see if he can play in there instead of in the basement.
Boy, Discord drained your phone battery. Yeah, I had to turn off my water, and then I went next door to get some drinking water.
Is your water fucked up?
I think it's still just frozen underground.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I turned my water back on, but nothing came out.
They're,
And I didn't.
they're
Huh?
flushing the water at my house because it's Rumbar was getting brown water, so they turned the fire hydrant at my house on, so our yard's flooded now. And then once they
think
did that, our water became brown now.
I think it's just frozen underground because I turned the water on, but no water came out. At least that's what I'm hoping. I don't want a burst pipe.
Yeah.
I can't afford a burst pipe. Oh. You should download the Trial of WoW again sometime, AJ. The leveling changes are really good.
I'll check it out at some point.
Dungeons are actually kind of fun now because things don't die instantly.
Okay, there.
Welcome back, buddy.
Alright,
Okay.
we ready?
Yeah.
You good, Grant? You there, Grant?
Man down. Man down.
Man, this beast is more deadly than I thought.
What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. We're just waiting to get started.
Oh,
You good?
man. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. Because by the time this is over, all the dining halls are gonna be closed. Think. Probably. Maybe gonna have Taco Bell.
Sounds good.
That's a
Then
good
again-
choice.
There's a chance that the Taco Bell might kill me.
Are we all ready to get started?
There's a chance that all food can kill you.
Well, there's a chance I'm going to die due to some gastrointestinal thing. I don't know if I should call the hospital or not, but whatever. Not like I give a fuck.
You good now, Grant?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone good to get started?
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys finish your dinner. You go to your rooms and wake up. What's your course of action for the day?
Go see the lady about her missing husband first, I guess.
Yeah, the Baron.
All right. So, she left directions to her house and the note. It wasn't in the city. It was sort of outside of it. Some in the swamp itself. You make your way there and knock on the door. After, wait, this isn't the right book. Hang on a second. I just completely ruined what I had set up here. That's neat. Shit. Okay, sorry, I had the wrong book out. I gotta switch back to the player handbook. Alright, so you make your way to the woman's house. Knocking on the door, you see a half-elven woman come out and she says, "Yes? Are you here about the contract?"
Yes,
We
ma'am.
are.
"Oh, thank God." Alright. And, she says, "So, my husband went out. He was going across the swamp to see if he couldn't find a new fishing hole. This was 2 weeks ago. He hasn't come back since. He took his boat out, and I've looked along the swamp, but I haven't even found traces of that."
What was his name?
Let me pull that up. She says, his name was Braun.
Okay.
He was human.
There wasn't anyone around who had ill feelings toward Braun, were there?
She shakes her head and says, I don't think so. We kind of live off the grid. We don't go into the towns too much. We live off the land. We only go into
You
town
said
when we need something urgently.
I understand.
You said he went towards the swamp, correct?
Well, deeper into it, there's this part where he likes to go fishing at. The swamp. It's as deep as a lake in that part, but he took his boat across to try and find a new fishing hole, and, well, he never came back.
Well, I'm an experienced tracker, and I'll see what I can do.
Good. Thank you. I hope he didn't come across the ladies of the wood. So.
Ladies of the Wood.
She looks as. Yes, they watch over things.
Do I know what they are?
Yeah. When you lived here, you didn't put too much stock into them. It seemed more like superstition more than anything. People, people around these parts, they worship the gods and everything, but they revere the ladies of the wood as the watchers over the swamp. They pray to them a lot more often than they pray to the regular gods, and when things aren't going good, the ladies of the wood are blessing them. Things are going bad, if someone gets attacked by a beast, some crops fail, someone gets sick, ladies of the wood smiting them. That's what they say.
AJ, you know what this sounds a lot like?
What?
It reminds me a lot of The Witcher 3.
Kind of.
Ladies of the Wood, then you got the Bloody Bear, it reminds me of the Red Baron.
Kind of, not quite.
I'm just saying, the similarities are there for me to, notice them.
Yeah.
I can fill you in on the Lady of the Woods along the way, Lorstis. We'll be going now.
Okay.
Let's make our way towards that swamp.
Alright. So, go ahead and roll some investigation checks, Callen.
Okay. Do I have advantage since I know the area?
Yeah.
Well, fuck this.
There wouldn't be... The tracks would be a little difficult to find, seeing that they're 2 weeks old, but you kind of know of the area that she's talking about, because the swamp's pretty much cut off into 2 sections for most people. There's the area where the town is at, and then there's, a part that's too deep to traverse by foot. You really need a boat, or you have to go quite a ways around to get to the other side of the swamp. But people normally don't go there. It's kind of a taboo sort of thing,
Gotcha.
But she said he went across, so you go to this, you get to the lake, or the deeper part of the swamp. You guys right now, it's pretty hard to traverse, except, Callen knows how to do it, but it's pretty hard for the other 2 to do it, to traverse this place. You're ankle deep in muck. And when you get there, you can see throughout the swamp, especially in the deeper parts. Callen notices them quickly. Eyes poking out of the swamp. You see alligators throughout this deeper part.
Be careful. There's alligators up there.
Do I dare to reach down and try to pet one?
They're out in the part you would have to either swim or take a boat at.
Never mind.
You would be at a severe disadvantage if you wanted to go out there to try and do something like that. But, yeah, so how are you guys going to approach this? You're going to look on this side? You're going to try and cross?
We'll probably have to take the long way around.
Okay. Alright, so go
Assuming
ahead
there's nothing like a boat or anything or in the area.
go ahead and make a perception check.
23.
Yeah, you see a little ways away, tucked into some bushes, a small little raft. It's more of a raft than it is a boat, but it would work.
We can use that to cross if you'd like, or we can take the long way.
I don't like the idea of being on water if something happens.
Yeah, there is 5 of us. It might not fit too well on the raft.
Alright. So you guys gonna walk around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make some rolls here.
You good?
Yeah, my, my keyboard tray just kind of popped off the rails.
As you guys, it takes you about 3 hours to walk all the way across this. Skirting around. Um, a little slower than you're used to, Callen, having to try and lead these guys through even footing. You don't see, you see some deer, some squirrels, but nothing too hostile out just yet. Other than the gators in that deeper part, rather. You guys managed to make it across to the other side of this. Looking back, you can spot the raft on the other side. Not of too much use to you now, but yeah. So, Callen, go ahead and make another perception check.
24.
Okay. On this other side, you guys walk around for a bit, and you kind of look around for some clues of this guy. You see a couple of planks of shattered wood that have kind of washed up against the roots of some trees.
Like, could that have possibly been his boat or something that got destroyed?
It's possible. No signs of a body or anything else, though.
But if they're washed up against the trees, that means that it probably happened deeper down in the water.
I guess let's keep on going ahead.
Alright, and you don't get too far. Actually, you're still at this deeper portion. Callen, you kind of hear something in the distance. Some heavy footfalls. And
Be careful.
the
Something's
cracking of some wood. Roll one more perception check.
17.
Okay. You get everyone to kind of hunker down. And peering through the woods, you see there's some creature you've never seen before wandering through the swamp.
Does it look like... Is it like a bipedal?
It is bipedal, but you see it's very large and plump, and it's got 4 tentacles coming off of its sides, and it's got 3 eye stalks coming off the top of it, a large maw with a tongue kind of coming out and like licking around before it makes a big jump, lands on some tree roots, and you hear them snap. It's very large, very green, something you haven't seen before.
What the hell is that? I whisper.
Something worth killing.
Maybe something that could kill us.
It's possible. Well, your call, Callen.
I think we just let it pass. Do we need to roll stealth checks or anything?
Yeah, roll stealth, everybody.
Alright, we're probably caught.
Alright.
Stealth.
I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry I got us killed.
It's okay. The thing had 3 eyes, you had no chance.
+2. Shit!
Alright, so
We're fucked!
as you whisper, okay, maybe we should just let it pass. You guys try to hide, but you see that it's coming, seems like it's coming towards the lake. And as you guys try to move, both Callen and both Lorstis and Jim try to move behind the same tree, but they both also trip over this, tree root that's kind of coming out of the water. and make a large splash as both heavy orc forms drop into the, hit the ground, this murky ground. And as you
AJ?
do, yeah.
Real quick, just so then I don't forget, Callen, well, Alex just reminded me that I have that +1 chainmail on, so armor class is 16 now instead of 15.
Okay. But they do, you hear a low grunt as this thing turns and looks and spots both of these two. So, I need everyone to roll initiative.
20. I think plus.
Man, it's not D&D if I don't get us fucked.
What determines initiative? Is it dexterity bonus?
Yep.
Oh, gotta add mine. Mine went up.
Hold on a moment. Subtract 1 from.
Okay.
I have a 14.
Where'd my notebook go? There it is, I think.
I accidentally put the wrong number
Okay.
when I was adding it.
Yeah, that's fine. I will do that. So, who had anyone 25
I'm in
to 20?
22.
22.
Or 23, actually.
All right. 20 to 15.
Jax had 16.
All right. Just a second. All right. 15 to 10. That would be Jim.
Did you roll for Frederick?
Yep. 10 to 5.
I've got a nice 9.
And then Frederick brings up the rear. Alright. Callen, since the thing didn't see you, you're going to get a surprise round on it.
Hell yeah. $21.
Alright. Give me just a second.
And
Alright.
with my surprise round, do I get both attacks?
Yeah.
Or just one? Okay. Well, I have advantage, so
Alright.
I'll try. I'm gonna use Elven Accuracy since I have advantage and reroll that.
Okay.
Fuck you, game.
Alright, well, so you have a 21 and then 13?
Yeah.
The 21 hits, the 13 barely misses.
Oh, hold on.
So, when do we get to fight the frog hemoth?
Right now.
Yay. Oh, fuck! That is a frog hemoth!
I'm back. What's happening?
Alright.
Oh,
You fighting a frog hemoth?
oh no! I don't know.
So, Callen,
Is this thing considered a beast?
it is a monstrosity.
Damn it.
So you fire your 2 arrows. One of them sticks right into the head of this thing. It lets out a low, confused grunt before it spots you. The second one shoots wide. It's your turn again. You're top of the initiative order. That'll do it. That'll do it.
Alright. I'm gonna try and get a crit.
Okay.
Nah, okay.
Alright.
19.
19 total.
Yep.
Alright. So you fire 2 more arrows, one of them sticking into one of the tentacles as it curls up with pain, the second one hitting it right in the gut. The thing... Now is it the monster's turn? Is it... Looks to you, Callen, upset that you're shooting it. It moves forward. What's its speed? Okay, so it moves forward 30 feet in one large hop. And then,
Hopping ain't legal.
as it crashes down, its tongue shoots out towards you, Callen. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
We're gonna get hippity hopped to
Please
death.
don't
God.
let me get 8, John.
Hippity hop. Oh God. We talked about it for so
I
long.
flex and bust out.
That was an 18?
Yeah.
Just what you needed.
Oh, God.
So as the tongue reaches out and attempts to grab you, you're able to grab a hold of a branch above you, and as it pulls, you slide right through it. You are not pulled towards the froghemoth.
We joked about it for so long, and now it's happening.
So, it's Jax's turn.
How far
Oh my
away is it?
20 feet away from you.
Grant
He's
probably
gonna
thinks we're
try
fucking
a claw
stupid.
attack.
What was that?
He's gonna try a claw attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
20.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay. 8 damage, and he has to make a DC 12 strength saving throw.
Alrighty. He makes it. So as Jax jumps up and... He jumps up, reaching about chest high of this thing as he tries to tackle it down, clawing into it. But he doesn't even make this thing sway. As it just looks, it's the stalks of his eyes look down at it. At Jax. Jim, it's your turn.
Alright.
Polymorph. Polymorph.
I don't have that spell prepared yet.
Oh.
I reach into my tan bag of tricks and I pull out a fuzzy object.
Alright.
Toss it to the ground where it... Hold on, let me... I forget what I'm supposed to roll for a... Oh, God damn it. Alright, so let's see here. I roll a d8. So... Roll... d8. I summon a giant weasel.
Alright. So as you toss the fuzzy object out, mid-flight, it forms into this giant weasel, which wraps itself around the tree next to you. Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
Alright. Lorstus.
I'm gonna do the thing that I do best. I'm gonna enter rage, take out my big boy axe, and I'm gonna swing at Froggy Boy.
Alright.
Do 16 hit?
16... yes it does.
Okay. 18 points of damage. My second hit. 20 hits. So 39 points of damage.
Alrighty. Alright, so as you rush up, cleaving this thing twice in the gut, ripping open its flesh as it lets out a high-pitched squeal before turning its eyes towards you. Frederick pulls out his
Whoa,
pistol.
whoa, 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 whoa. Action surge, boy.
Okay.
Going big. Oh, that was almost a crit. 25 points of damage. 14 doesn't hit, does it?
14 barely hits it.
Oh, okay. So that's 41 points of damage.
Alright, 41 points of damage. Alright, so as you swing into it twice, you quickly pivot to the side and swing twice again, hitting it, slicing up and down its side as its blood pours and darkens the swampy waters around you. Frederick pulls out his pepperbox pistol and fires 2 quick shots into the thing. Let's see if it hits. Alright, so he hits it once for 9 points of damage. Callen, we're back up to you. Sixteen hits.
What damage? Didn't know. I assume Jax is to attack now.
Yep.
18.
That hits.
10 damage.
So that's
22 total.
22. So as you loose your bow, hitting him once right above the mouth with your arrow, Jax bites into its leg and starts ripping and tearing at him as the thing starts to grunt and howl. Now it looks down at Lorstus.
God, this thing's ugly.
Alright, Lorstus, I need you to make a,
It's gonna eat you.
Oh no, it just says you're grappled with an escape DC, so I guess you get to escape next turn.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it reaches out a tentacle, Lorstus, and it squeezes around you tight. You suffer 17 points of damage.
How many?
17.
Okay.
As it lifts you up into the air. It then is going to... What's Jax's DC? Or AC?
18.
Alright. And Jax suffers 11 points of damage as he's squeezed around by the second tentacle. Both Jax and Lorstus lifted into the air as the
Did you
monster...
say 11 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay.
As the monster then attempts to bite down onto Lorstus. Chomping him for 29 points of damage.
Oh!
Boy. Juicy.
Are you half from the damage, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said 29?
Yep.
Juicy.
Alright. So, it's Jax's turn. Currently grappled. You need to make
So,
a strength saving throw.
Okay. 17.
As Jax wriggles and squirms, he manages to break free of the grasp of the tentacle.
Does that take the turn?
That takes his action. Yes, he can still move if he'd like.
He's gonna try to move around behind it.
Okay. So, Jim, it's your turn.
Alright. I take my rapier out and I thrust at the. How far away am I?
You're about 30 feet away from it.
Right. I make an attempt to get closer before I thrust at it with my rapier.
So you move in, getting close to this thing as it's holding Lorstus up in the air, pulling its teeth away from him as blood drips down beside you. So, go ahead and make an attack roll with your rapier.
Alright.
I believe in you, buddy.
14 hits. You want to go ahead and roll damage?
Alright. Get the.
Does the
Quick.
weasel get its own turn?
I have to use a bonus action.
It actually is turn, yeah.
So let's see. A rapier does 1d8 of damage.
Plus your proficiency bonus, which I don't remember what it is.
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Plus your dex bonus.
1, 8, plus 3, plus 2.
Alright, 7 points of damage as you rush up and thrust at the beast. So you rush up, jabbing the side of this thing and shoving your blade hilt deep before you pull it back. The thing doesn't even seem fazed by this as it's looking hungrily up at Lorstus. Is that the end of your turn, or are you going to command the weasel?
I'll command the weasel to do one thing again. Sorry, I'm kind of having my attention.
You're fine.
Brilliant.
Do you have the stats for the weasel, or do I need to pull them up?
I have the stats.
Okay, cool.
I'll have it do. How close is the weasel?
It can move up. It was the same distance away as you were, 30 feet.
Okay. Then it gets close and it uses a bite attack.
Alright, go ahead and roll for it.
Rolled 20.
Does the weasel not get a modifier for its attack?
I think it has plus 5 to hit, so let me just.
Yeah, so that would hit then, yeah.
Okay. And then roll 1d4 plus 3.
Alright,
7.
Another 7. So as you withdraw your blade, the weasel jumps over your shoulder and bites the wound that you just created. So now, Frederick is going to loose another 2 shots. One of them hitting. Deal 6 damage. Callen, we're back up to you. As Frederick looses 2 shots, one of them hitting this big monster in the chest, the other one hitting a branch in front of it.
Can I shoot the tentacle that's holding Lorstus and free him?
You can attempt it.
23. And critty.
Alright,
Save me, Callen!
go ahead and roll damage.
There's the non-crit. And the crit.
So that's... Okay. So,
15 damage.
yep. As you loose your arrow and it hits the tentacle that's holding Lorstus, Lorstus, go ahead and make another saving throw with advantage.
I never made a saving
Well,
throw.
make a saving throw with advantage. 18 will do it. As it relaxes its grip for just a second as the arrow pierces its tentacle, you manage to wiggle and jerk your way free, landing on the ground next to Jim.
And Jax's attack hits.
Yep. Alright. And as you land, Jax reaches and grabs at this thing's gut, starting to tear and rip some flesh away from it. And now we're up to the monster. Alright. This time, the monster lashes out with its tentacles again, grabbing both Jim and Lorstus.
Oh.
It deals 26 points of damage to Lorstus and 18 points of damage to Jim. Before Lorstus, it continues to munch down on you for 34 points as you hear a sickening crunch, Jim, as the monster bites down into Lorstus.
Jesus.
So, it's Jax's turn.
This guy's a bitch.
Eight.
Alright. This Jax reaches up, biting one of the lower hanging tentacles and pulling on it. He manages to rip part of the tentacle's flesh off as blood drains down into the swamp. Lord Jim, you can go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Alright.
Man, I wish I got to play the game.
You don't get to play at all.
Unfortunately, you're still in the monster's grip as it holds you high in the air. You can use your bonus action to make the weasel attack, if you'd like.
Alright. Yeah, I'll do that. So, let's see here. No! God damn it! And 1d4 plus 3. Yeah.
Alright. So, the weasel, you're wiggling and squirming, not able to quite escape. The weasel bites down right at the jawline of this beast, ripping and tearing at it, trying to get its attention away from you guys. Lorstus. Strength saving throw. You manage once again to free yourself, falling into the muck of the swamp, getting this water and mud all over you as you land on the ground.
It's just gonna grab me again, so I don't know why I did this.
Alright, so Frederick. Just gonna reload and fire a shot, which hits. Oh, 15 points of damage. As the shot blasts out, hitting it right in one of the stalks of its eyes. The eye withers down, jolting to him. Callen, it's your turn.
Oh, does not hit.
15 does. Alright, 7 points of damage. Jax hits was that.
12 does not hit.
Alright. So you loose another arrow as it sinks into this thing. it growls and its two of its stalks turn to you. And its tongue is going to lash out at you again, Callen. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I flex and bust out again.
18. As it comes around, you dart behind a tree and it grabs the tree instead, yanking on it, and you hear it crack.
I wish I had a chance to avoid getting grappled, like he has a chance to avoid getting eated.
Alright, it's Jax's turn. Alrighty. So Jax reaches up and bites on its tongue as it extends, making it quickly withdraw back into its mouth. Jim, go ahead and make another saving throw. Unfortunately, still being held in the air, are you going to make your weasel attack?
Yeah, hold on just a second. Damn.
You rolled, did you?
What was that?
He rolled.
Oh, I rolled, I missed.
Oh, sorry. I thought that
Oh,
was...
that's what the damn meant.
Yeah, sorry, I thought that was your DC. Yeah, so as the weasel tries to bite at the tentacle that's holding you, Jim, it can't quite seem to make purchase on it, as it's biting down on a particularly thick piece of hide. Lorstus.
Can I attack the tentacle holding Jim like Callen attacked the one holding me?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
5 points of damage. 15 hits, right?
Yeah.
22. 47 points of damage.
Alright.
Let me cut that sucker off.
Alright. Jim, go ahead and make 2 save DCs with advantage.
Alright. There.
Okay, make another one with advantage.
Okay, what's my advantage?
It just means you roll twice and take the higher number.
Okay.
Alright. Since he's been cleaning this arm, I lowered the DC a bit. You manage to, as the arm's been nearly cleaved in half, and the grip is weakened on you. You manage to slip free, landing in the muck next to your weasel. Frederick fires another 2 shots.
Man, Alex, we joked about it for so long, but now it happened. I don't like it. This is what we get.
Alright. So his 2 shots, he peppers at one of them hitting the thing right in its nostril, busting it wide open. The second one hitting it in one of its shoulders. Callen, we're back to you. Alright, the 23 hits.
Ten.
Alright. Go ahead and roll for Jax. 11 does not hit. So as you loose an arrow, this one hitting it right through one of its eyes, as the remaining ones glare at you. Jax attempts to bite, but the monster's already making a great leap, and it lands behind you, its back facing the water, or the deeper part of the water. Jim and Lorstis would like to make attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, I would. Do we get advantage with that?
No.
D20 plus 3. I used to think that that's what my proficiency bonus is. Let me do.
Pretty sure it is.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll damage.
Alright.
25.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright,
Yeah,
the
hit.
17 hits, yeah. Go no damage.
8.
Modifier.
There is no modifier on my rapier.
Should be +3.
Well, you add your dexterity bonus to it. Don't you have a dexterity bonus?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
D8
you add that to damage.
plus 2.
Okay.
There we go, there's 9.
Fine, okay.
You say it's running away now?
No, it landed behind, next to you.
Oh, okay.
So that's 29. Alright, so it lands next to you, Callen, and it's going to lash at you with its tentacles.
Your turn, nigga.
Alright, what's your AC, Callen?
90.
Okay, but what is it really? 15?
Yeah.
Alright, Callen. As one of its tentacles lashes down at you, you duck. You quickly slide under one of the roots that arcs over the water. But its second one saw it coming and lashes at your foot, dangling you in the air by your feet as the monster chomps down on you. In total, you suffer 50 points of damage.
Okay.
So, it's Jax's turn.
It, how far away is it from him now?
30 feet.
Okay, he's gonna try, claw attack again.
Okay.
Never mind.
As he tries to jump and claw at the tentacle that is holding you in the air, he can't quite jump high enough as he reaches his paw out and lands behind the monster. Jim.
I have a question though. Since
What's
it's holding my feet, does that mean my hands are free?
Yeah, we'll say your hands are free.
Okay.
Alright.
Lash at that point blank guiding bolt.
That's what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Damn, nat 20.
What were you doing? Attacking with your rapier?
Yes.
Alright, so you rush forward. Go ahead and roll your damage.
4.
Okay. So as you rush forward, plunging your rapier into the ribs of this thing and twisting. Are you gonna have your weasel attack?
No.
Okay. Twisting. Slashing through this thing. This blood drips off your rapier. It lets out a low groan as it pulls away from Callen. Lorstus, it's your turn.
Me slashy at Big Frog Boy.
Alright.
18. 14 barely hit. 32 total.
Alright. Alright, so you rush forward now, slashing, dicing up this thing, cutting it twice across the stomach. Blood everywhere. Callen, can you make a perception check for me?
Oh, hey.
19.
As you're dangling there, pretty close to the, let's just call it a lake, quote unquote, in the swamp.
You're gooking. You're gonna.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
You broke up after Azure Dang.
Okay.
I'm here. You're fine.
So as you're dangling, you're pretty close. Let's call it a lake in the swamp. You look over, and you see some ripples. Something's moving underneath the water.
Fuck.
Frederick is gonna pepper a few more shots into this froggy myth.
Can I yell something's coming from the water?
Yes.
Okay, I yelled it.
He manages to hit the monster, dealing 11 points of damage to it. At the top of the round, Callen, can you go ahead and make your strength DC checks? Or saving throws, rather. I'm gonna go ahead and give you advantage since its tentacles have been pretty messed up. Okay. You wriggle and manage to kick your way free, and as you land on the ground, okay. As you land on the ground, Callen, you turn to look back at the lake, and you see a large serpent-like head snatch out and grab the froghemoth.
Oh no!
Then you see a second one snatch out and grab it by the legs. As they lift it in the air, a third one snatches out, biting at the other heads, trying to fight him for the froghemoth. As the fourth one comes out, and they rip it apart. Before you see 4 more heads rise above the water, and a giant beast come clambering out. An 8-headed serpentine creature.
Come on!
Oh yeah, baby, we're getting into it.
A Hydra.
Man!
And it's
Who wants to swap me positions?
Get pumped! Get pumped! Get pumped!
At first, I thought you were calling it a punk.
No, let's get pumped! Let's fight!
I'm gonna get one shot if the thing hits me.
alright. Lorstus, what's your armor class right now?
Infinity.
16?
Yeah.
16.
Jim's is
14.
Callen's is
15.
So some of the attacks land. Lorstis, you take a total of 20 damage. Callen, you suffer 9. And Frederick takes 30. It's 2 heads get him. So, as each of its 8 heads lash out at you guys, 2 of them getting Lorstis, 1 of them biting down on you, Callen, 2 more missing Jim narrowly as he falls to the ground. 1 getting, or 2 of them getting Frederick. Callen, what's your plan of action?
I vote for.
Can I throw my hood up and then disengage?
Yes,
I do that.
fleeing is a valid option if you guys don't think you're up for it.
I would like to flee.
Okay, so
Did you say that?
go ahead.
Which
Did you say that Jim was down?
No, he just dodged them basically. He did not get hit.
Oh, okay.
He narrowly dodged them by, ducking to the side and falling, but he's still kicking. So, Callen, seeing this as you quickly get back up and throw your hood up, as everyone else watches you vanish, what would you like? Are you disengaging?
Yeah.
Are you fleeing?
Yeah.
All right, and you take off through the swamp as fast as you can go. Jax is accompanying you.
Yeah.
Jim, what are you doing?
Run.
Yeah, I run.
All right, you turn, grabbing your weasel by the nape of its neck and dragging it along with you as you book out. You don't see Callen anywhere, but you see Jax, so you try to follow him. Lorstis.
I run like a little bitch boy.
All right, you do that. Frederick holsters his gun and takes off with you guys. As the Hydra, all 8 heads, let out a roar as they start tearing into the frog behemoth, biting and fighting each other for bits and pieces of it. So, you guys managed to get a little ways away.
I think we solved the mystery of the missing husband.
I drop my hood down.
Okay.
If I had a silken cocoon, I could have turned into something that could have dealt.
So
we need to get out of the swamp.
Did that Hydra just steal our experience?
No.
Good. We earned that. Yeah, I suppose we probably should go tell the wife the bad news.
Yeah, I need the rest for sure.
So, you guys start taking a rest?
Yeah, take a quick one.
Alright. Oops. You each get 1475 experience for dealing with the Froghemoth.
What is level 11?
80,000 something, I think.
It's like 85 or
Let me
something like
check.
that.
It is level 11 is 85,000. Yes, got a little ways to go, but so short rest.
Yeah.
All right, Callen. So you lead them to
How many of those do you get, by the way? How is that determined?
By how many hit die you have.
Okay.
You can take short rests as much as you want. It's just you can't. You only have so many hit die a day, and you recover half of your max. You recover half of your hit die every long rest.
Okay, let's see how many that gets me. Okay.
Okay, so you guys can go ahead and spend this time to recover.
Yeah.
Lorstus and Jim, are you going to roll your hit die to try and recover some health?
I'll roll a couple.
Sure.
I'm happy getting 19 back.
Roll. See, it says that I have 7d8. So I'll roll 1d8
Okay.
plus.
You can roll as many as you want during a short rest. So if you're not happy with the amount you get back, you can roll another one.
I'll just roll 2d8 plus, I think, my Constitution.
I think that's what it is, right, guys?
That's what I used.
Alright.
Okay.
Try that again. There we go. That's a good one.
How much experience are you at, Jim?
Oh, shit. Okay, I am at 34,000 because I was at level 8 when we started.
Right. Did you put in the experience I just told you?
No, I didn't.
You guys all got 1,475.
Okay, so I have 35,175. Alright, 175.
Alright, so Callen leads you guys to a little bit of drier land that's kind of nestled in at the bottom of a big oak tree. And you guys take the time to tend to your wounds. The giant ferret reverts back to the fuzzy ball and you stick it back in your bag.
Alright.
So, once you guys recover, where are you off to?
I suppose we probably should go tell the wife the bad news.
Alright.
Did I know there was monsters like that in the swamp, or is that all new to me?
There's... Let me think. The swamp has always been dangerous. Certain parts of it have. That's one of the reasons people didn't really trek across that body of water. The rest of the swamp is, for all intents and people go out there, but to the average person, it's unventured territory. People regard those who go out there as weirdos, essentially, because it's dangerous. You know, there's monsters. You know, there's nasty things. You knew that, and you know that sometimes those monsters can venture into the safer parts of the swamp near the town, and that's part of what you and your parents did. You'd hunt down some of those monsters. But things of that nature you haven't seen before. Whether they're new here whether they are new or that those types of creatures never ventured into your hunting grounds, you're unsure of.
Gotcha.
So, I think that'll be a decent place to stop tonight. As you guys approach the woman's door and knock, we will pick it up again next time.
Alrighty.